At 12 years old, I was called a cheat because I had accurately guessed there was 3,384 M&Ms in the jar at the school fete. 12 years old. The parent said to me, "You're cheating. Who have you been speaking to?" And I said, "No one." In that very moment, I was such a shy child. I hardly had any friends. And in that moment, I realised that it was wrong for me to trust my intuition if I wanted to be liked, if I wanted to be accepted, and especially if I didn't want to be seen as a cheat. All my life, and I wonder if this is true for you, all my life I had felt that there was like an inner voice, an inner calling. Some call it intuition, some call it God. However you perceive that voice within you, I'd had that all my life, and it had guided me, and it felt like my best friend until I was challenged at 12 years old, and I felt so embarrassed and humiliated that in that moment I decided it was best to ignore it. Until a really dark, bleak place in my life where in my brokenness the only thing that made sense was that intuition, that inner calling. And now I can see that following it was exactly the light that would lead me and guide me out of the bleak, dark place I was in. And as I was just sitting here writing about it for a LinkedIn post, I just wondered whether any of you have ever found it difficult to speak your inner calling if it is seemingly contradictory with the outside world. Because that takes vulnerability, and vulnerability, I understand, is our greatest blocks for human beings as far as connection is concerned, as far as to evolving naturally is concerned. And I just wondered if you have also begun to listen to your inner voice and it has helped. It has definitely been the foundation of my transformation in my life, for sure. And if you're not listening to your inner voice, when would now be the right time to listen to your inner guidance system? Because one thing I know for sure is that inner calling, that inner voice, whatever you call it, will always guide you to the truth if you are courageous enough to listen to it and follow it. Let me know your thoughts. And on that note, God bless.